In honor of Strange World's release, here are my ranking of all 61 Disney animated films released so far. In last place, Chicken Little. Oh my god, why does this movie even exist? No, seriously, why does this movie even exist? I'll tell you why. It's because of the executive meddling of Michael Eisner. Why we have a completely mean-spirited feature film. This is not Disney. It's not even Disney at all. Moving on, number 60, Home on the Range. While it has been a while since I last seen this one, I remember not liking it, and I don't think my thoughts would change over time. Although there were a couple good songs by Alan Menken and Glenn Slater, though, so there's that. Number 59, Ralph Breaks the Internet. Yeah, I can't believe I used to like this one. Seriously. I was a pretty bit dumb idiot back then. Okay, maybe that was a bit harsh, but yeah, I'm sorry, but this one does not age well in my opinion. Number 58, The Black Cauldron. It is it is somewhat underrated, but at the same time, it was kind of sad that this movie did bomb because honestly, I can't believe that the Care Bears movie made more money than this film. Seriously, that's just disappointing. Number 56, Winnie the Pooh. A fun and harmless film that is enjoyable to watch as the bear himself, but it shouldn't have been released at the same time as Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. We can all agree on that. Number 56, Make Mine Music. A fun and enjoyable film, but honestly, it isn't as spectacular as Fantasia by any means. Number 55, The Sword and the Stone. Well, I wouldn't say it's a spectacular movie by any means, as it does have its fair share of issues, but I do enjoy it for what it was, and it's not a bad film for Walt's last film he released, although there could have been a better movie for me. Number 54, The Aristocats, the first animated film to be released after Disney passed away, and while it's not as good as I remember it, I still enjoy it for what it is, and I still like the Everybody Wants to Be a Cat song. Number 53, Saludos Amigos. Before Who Framed Roger Rabbit, this was like one of the definitive examples of what of mixing hand drawn with animation, along with the Three Caballeros. More of that pretty soon. But a fun movie, not as good as its sequel. Number 52, Melody Time. Well, again, not as good as Fantasia. A pretty fun and enjoyable film, and I did like the cowboy segment. That was a lot of fun. Number 51, Dinosaur. Well, while not not as spectacular as The Land Before Time, it's definitely much better than the 2013 movie where the dinosaurs can't shut up. And I did love the opening score by James Newton Howard. Number 50, Robin Hood. Well, while I have seen better interpretations of Robin Hood, this one was still pretty good, and I did like how they made the cast animals, in my opinion. Number 49, The Rescuers. While definitely not as good as its sequel, which we'll get to that pretty soon, it is still a nice and fun movie, and it is something nice to watch then again. Number 48, The Three Caballeros. A really fun and enjoyable feature, and definitely one of the better films in the package films era. Number 47, Make Mine Music. Fun and fancy free. A fun and great feature where the Bongo segment was pretty good, but the Mickey and the Beanstalk segment was very awesome. Number 46, Meet the Robinsons. I don't care what some people say. I thought the movie was very, very good with a great message on keep moving forward and a great cast of fun and memorable characters. Number 45, Sleeping Beauty. Despite having a couple generic characters, the movie was very good and definitely gave us one of the best Disney villains with Maleficent. Number 44, Cinderella. While the main characters are not as memorable, the rest of the movie is pretty good. Simple, but still very good for what it is. Number 43, Alice in Wonderland. A weird and trippy animated film, yes, but it's a good trippy animated film in my opinion. Number 42, Oliver and Company. Despite being released at the same time as the Land Before Time, I really enjoyed this film, and I do like the song Why Should I Worry. Number 41, Strange Worlds. A really great animated film with a similar theme to Treasure Planet and Atlantis: The Lost Empire, but because of the crappy marketing, the film could have done a lot better at the box office. Number 40, Pocahontas. Despite being the weakest film of the Disney Renaissance, I still really like the movie thanks to its beautiful animation and the phenomenal songs, especially Colors of the Wind. Number 39, Dumbo. A simple story about an elephant that can fly, but it's such a charming story regardless. Number 38, Bolt. Definitely one of Disney's more underrated features, and one that I wish more people could talk about, because it's really a nice feature about a dog trying to find its way home, and just very funny regardless. Number 37, Number 37, Treasure Planet. Despite being released at the same time as Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, I really enjoyed this film, and I still enjoy watching it regardless. Plus, that it is the first Disney film to be released after I was born, although that's not really saying much in terms of how it did. Number 36, 101 Dalmatians. Because I'm a dog lover, I absolutely love this film, and it is nice to have a bunch of dogs talking in this film. I just think it works very well. And Cruella de Vil is one of the best Disney villains and villain songs, in my opinion. Number 35, Atlantis the Lost Empire. Again, another awesome and highly underrated feature that not many people talk about, and they should talk about a lot more. Plus, it has an awesome expedition team and fantastic action scenes. Number 34, Peter Pan. Again, a childhood favorite of mine, and it is very good. Although, even if I do prefer Hook as my favorite Peter Pan movie, mainly because of Robin Williams and Steven Spielberg. Number 33, The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Honestly, this movie is just as charming and lovable as the silly old bear himself. Number 32, Brother Bear. Again, another very underrated Disney film that not many people talk about and should give some more love and appreciation to. Even if Phil Collins shouldn't have sang that song, like when Kay and I was telling Coda of how his mother died. Number 31, The Fox and the Hound. Sure, the first half was a little bit weak, but the second half was very emotional, and it just tugs my heartstrings, no matter how many times I watch it. Number 30, Fantasia 2000. Now, if it wasn't for the celebrity cameos, with a couple of exceptions, then the movie would have been as good as the first film. But besides that, I still love the movie, especially the whale segment and the Firebird Suite segment. Number 29, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Definitely the best of the package film era, and another great movie just to watch, especially the Headless Horse segment. Number 28, Hercules. Again, another great Disney film that I'm glad is getting more love and appreciation nowadays. Although, why is Anthony and Joe Russo producing the remake? They did a phenomenal job with the Marvel films. Just stick with that. Number 27, The Rescuers Down Under. Definitely one of the best Disney sequels ever made, and one I just love rewatching. And definitely one of their more action-packed animated films. Number 26, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. The one that started it all, and despite having a couple minor complaints here and there, especially with the whole ending, I really loved the film regardless, and it is such a charming movie nonetheless. Number 25, Pinocchio. Unlike the recent remake, this movie is definitely a beautiful film regardless, and I just love it regardless of how many times I see it. Guillermo del Toro, do not disappoint. Number 24, Lady and the Tramp. Before another animated film that came out on this list, this was definitely the best Disney love story in my opinion. Thanks to a beautiful love couple, and of course the iconic scene where they're just kissing, where they're eating spaghetti and they kiss each other. Love that moment. Number 23, Big Hero 6. Despite the villain twist, I actually love this film regardless, and it's definitely one of their more action-packed films, like I said. Number 22, Wreck-It Ralph. Despite me hating the sequel, I still love the original regardless, and it's such an awesome movie. Plus, all the video game cameos is just freaking awesome. Number 21, Bambi. It's a really charming feature about a coming-of-age story where a young deer becomes a mighty prince, and also Bambi's mother's death is just heartbreaking regardless. Number 20, Frozen. Yes, I know it's a bit overhyped nowadays, but I still really love it regardless. Plus, I'm also seeing the Broadway musical very soon. Number 19, its sequel, Frozen 2. Yeah, I like it a bit more than the first film because I just feel like it did, more of the characters got their moments to shine, even if some were a bit unnecessary, but I still love them. Number 18, The Emperor's New Groove. Definitely one of the funniest Disney animated films ever made, and just a laugh-out-loud hilarious ride, and Yzma and Croc are just hilarious. Number 17, Tarzan. Again, I just love this film, and it's just an awesome movie with amazing songs by Phil Collins, phenomenal animation, and just a really great film all around. Number 16, Lilo and Stitch. A beautiful movie about where Ohana definitely meets family, and it definitely a great duo with Lilo and Stitch, well, as the title says itself. Number 15, The Princess and the Frog. Definitely, despite being Disney's temporarily return for hand-drawn animation, it's still a fantastic film regardless, and, in my opinion, the prequel to Amphibia. Yeah, I said it. Number 14, Raya and the Last Dragon. I know some people don't like this one, but I personally do. Sure, Aquafina is a little bit annoying, but I still love the rest of the movie regardless. And it is a great film, even if it is a bit similar to Avatar. Number 13, Tangled. Tangled is a really great Disney animated film and definitely a movie I couldn't have asked for their 50th animated feature because it's a fantastic one. And it was great for Alan Menken and Glenn Slater to come back. Number 12, The Jungle Book. My dad's favorite Disney film and definitely one that still holds up a little bit. Holds up no matter how many times I see it. And you can't go wrong with the bare necessities. You can't. Number 11, Mulan. Mulan is just a phenomenal film from Disney and definitely a great one that represents Chinese culture. And Mushu is just hilarious, even if I think his performance as Donkey was a little bit better. Number 10, The Great Mouse Detective. The Great Mouse Detective is a fantastic film from Disney and a great directorial debut for the Russo brothers of Disney, John Musker and Ron Clements. Number 9, The Little Mermaid, the film that kickstarted the Disney Renaissance and brought Disney back to the top of its feet after a big slump during most of the 1980s. Number 8, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm so glad this movie has a lot of love and appreciation nowadays because this film is just phenomenal. And I love how they went in more darker territories, including lust and sexual desires. Number 7, Fantasia. In my opinion, the best film to be released during Walt Disney's era and just a fantastic film all around, especially with how it just blends animation with classical music. Number 6, Zootopia. A fantastic animated film about talking animals living in one city, but also includes a social commentary about prejudice and racism, which I just think works very well. Number 5, Moana. Ron Clements and John Musker returned back in the same year as Zootopia to deliver a phenomenal animated film with breathtaking visuals and fantastic songs by Broadway lyricist Lin-Manuel Miranda. Number 4, Aladdin. My mom's favorite Disney film and pretty much the funniest Disney movie ever made, thanks to great comedic timing, beautiful songs, and of course, the amazing performance by Robin Williams as the genie. Number 3, Encanto. I said it numerous times in the past and I'm going to say it again. I couldn't have asked for a better film for Disney's 60th animated film. I just love it. And people still can't stop singing about Bruno, can they? Number 2, Beauty and the Beast. The first ever animated film to be nominated for Best Picture is still one of the greatest animated films of all time to this day, and I still love it regardless. And number 1, of course, it's The Lion King. I mean, come on. You kind of knew it was going to be The Lion King. I love The Lion King. You love The Lion King. It's one of the greatest animated films of all time. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't think I need to go in detail about it. Lion King's number 1. I love it. Okay, that's my ranking. Share yours down below.